Hello, my beautiful angels. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Sacred Sagittarius, Angels, and Sizzles. Just a quick housekeeping note. Please be mindful again that on YouTube, like on any other social platform, there are scammers, there are trolls, there are people that subscribe to channels with not good intentions. They subscribe to take energy or to take ideas and creative content away and pass it on as their own. So please be careful when you are participating or gravitated to go to other channels. Make sure that they are not being misrepresenting themselves, or people, if they're contacting you through social media or by email, and definitely, hopefully not contacting you on your phone, because I know for myself, the few that I do have a close relationship, they know how I would contact them. But otherwise, for the general population of my subscribers, I would never contact you. I am not selling anything. I don't have a shop. I don't have a website. I don't have anything up like that. I just do this freely here on YouTube as a hobby and as entertainment, and as a way of paying it forward to the Sagittarius community. But I'm also mindful because of other content creators, even throughout and beyond the spiritual community, that people do try to take and pass off people's hard work and content that they create as their own. So please be careful of the scammers out there. Do not fall for any of those tricks and trickeries that they may be doing. Okay, they're out there for their own financial gain, unfortunately, and it's sad that we live in a world where that happens. But every now and again, we need to be reminded, and also I wouldn't feel right if I didn't remind you. Just be careful, on the YouTube streets, and as you navigate through life, through social media, how much information you give and how much information you take in. And always remember, there's the polarity of good versus evil. Those of us, most of us are really good, but then you have some people, again, that just throw off bad vibes and want to do things not in a positive light. So I pray that you're blessed and you're protected, and that you're being mindful of your activity on the internet, and again, with the people that you interact, to make sure that they're on the up and up, and they are who they say they are, and they're not misrepresenting information that they're gathering and basically taking from other genuine creators and using it as their own. Okay, so just a little PSA, public service announcement, if you will. Okay, we're now going to tap into, again, today's the last day that I'm going to be doing the first half of July's general readings. After this, you won't hear back from me until Friday, when we do our Friday wake-up call, and of course your general weekend reading. So we're now tapping into the energy of karma and karmic energies around in your life this month of July. And then hopefully I will finish up later today with your singles. I'm not doing an X Factor reading for this first half of July. I might do that in the second half, but we will tap into the singles, and we're definitely going to tap into the twin flame. And then we're also going to, if there's a particular question, I'm going to leave this out to my subscribers, that you want me to base a reading on, or ask in a reading and build from there. Please put it in the comments, but you got to put it in the comments in this video, or the video before this, the self-care video, and maybe I'll ask that question and we'll build the reading on that. But it has to do with love, just as long as it's not dealing with the ex. But like a couple of precise questions, I would love to get like at least 5 or 10 of them, and maybe we can just do offhanded, off script type of a reading. And I think that's pretty much it for the first half. I think I provided you with enough content and information, as I was guided in the cards for you, to help you navigate and to find clarity, and also give you time to see where you are spiritually by tapping into your intuition and seeing what messages you get as well. And then we'll pick it back up again, like I said, in another week or so, week and a half or so, to see what mid-month updates we might have. Okay, cards are blessed and prayed for. Let's cleanse the space. Okay, and remember with karma and karmic readings, you know, what goes around comes around. That is a given. But remember, we don't want to wish bad upon people. We do pray that God and the angels are fighting on our behalf. We pray that St. Michael's shield and sword guards us from things being happened to us. And I always say in my prayers, I want to be protected from the known, but mostly importantly, the unknown as well. Not everyone's going to do right by us. There are those haters. There are people who are jealous of us for no reason necessarily. They do exist. But you don't fight fire with fire. You leave it up to God. You leave it up to the universe. Karma is real. You know, what you do, you get back. If you do good, you get good. And definitely if you do bad, you get bad. And I know sometimes in life it seems unfair because it seems like those who are doing bad never seem to suffer. Don't pray for suffering for anyone and don't wish it upon them. Again, leave it in God's hands. I know it's hard when you feel that you want to be vindicated for hurt and pain and things that people have done to you when you were innocent and you were just being a friend or being a great lover. Still have compassion in your heart, still have forgiveness and grace, and leave it up to God. Trust me, you might not see the karmic energy working in that person's life, but trust me, it will work in ways that you won't even believe. The universe may or may not show you a sign, and that's not your job to wait for that. Because I find that throughout life, that people are always, oh, I wish I could see that, such and such get theirs. No, you don't want to wait and see that. What joy is that for you to see someone suffer? That's like someone watching you suffer. That shouldn't bring someone joy because then you're acting no different than the person that hurt you, correct? And then, so the reading can go that way where we see where people have hurt or scorned us in the past, what they could be getting in retribution or the karmic energy now. And then also the reading can also show or apply to our energy karmically, the situations that we're experiencing because of past behavior or past lessons that maybe we might not have gotten straight. And we're put in these karmic situations or these soulmate connections to get it right or to make amends. Okay, so the karmic and karma energy kind of interflows. So just keep an open mind that it may pertain to you or it also may pertain at the same time or separately for someone else who has interacted with you or was part of your life. We're going to first tap into my karmic deck that I created many years ago. I feel like I want to get another karma deck. If you want to put in the comments a suggestion, if you know a great karma deck. I like big decks, so a deck that has like more than 80 cards. I'm gonna search and see from 2 or 3 the main people that I get my decks from, but I do feel that I want another comic deck. I only have 2, and it's been a while, and I would like to expand that. Okay, so for my deck, we get Stop Your Lovers from Contacting Me. You and them can F off and leave me alone. So, someone is applying pressure through their lover or new partner, or their partner is doing this on their own. And this is a fine line because when you've broken up with someone or you have an ex or you have a baby daddy or a baby mama, right? And they move on, they have relationships with other people, especially if you co-parent, their new partner might not be on board with that. But I always say, hey, if a person comes with baggage and you know they have children or you know they were married or whatever the case may be, or they still have some tie or connection to their ex, that's something that you need to address and clear the air before you make a commitment to this person. If that's what comes with the package deal when they approach you. So it's kind of sad and irresponsible when these exes decide to be antagonistic or be cruel to you, say snide things when they see you, put false rumors out there about you, say things, and tag you on the internet, on social media. But it happens. And it usually happens greater when their relationship with your ex is not doing well, or if they feel the relationship, and even though you and your ex might have no sexual or any type of romantic connection, you have to remember that some relationships you started for the most part as great friends. And some relationships, after the dust settles and the hurt is all gone and there's forgiveness, some of you return back to being great friends. And remember the saying that the grass isn't greener on the other side? 9 times out of 10, an ex will realize that at some point in his new or his relationships as he goes through them. And if you're in a good space with them and you're really great friends, their partner is going to be jealous of the connection that they have with you. So they're going to be trying to contact you, grilling you as to, well, what's going on between the two of you, accusing you of trying to get them back and separating them from them. And all you're doing is being a friend or being a co-parent with this person. You genuinely do not have any love for them in the sense that you want to be with them. I'm not saying that you don't care for them. I'm not saying that maybe a fraction of you, a small group of you may want to be with them, but you wouldn't jeopardize their current relationship. That's not the way how you want to get them, because you know the other rule. How you get them is how you lose them. So the last thing you want to do to someone else is what was done to you. Because 9 times out of 10, the current person that they're with is the person that they might have left you for. And yeah, it might seem sweet, off the top of your head to get back at that person and say, yeah, he's coming back to me. But that's no victory, honey, if he's a habitual cheater. So long story short, most of you aren't interested in your ex. You're tired of their person, coming at you for no reason. But that's a sign, Sagittarius. That's a sign there's trouble in paradise. That grass is never greener on the other side. It just takes time. When they start watering the lawn and noticing that it's not growing, they notice the little brown spots here and there until they have no lawn left at all. While they look at you across the street, your grass is green. You have a little dry spot here or there, but for the most part, your life, your grass is flowing. I can't get you out of my mind or off my mind. We leave an impression on people. They hate to admit it. Oh boy, do they hate to admit it. How much they loved us or how much they really miss us. But we stay on their mind, especially if they see or know for a fact that we're doing well without them, that we've gotten back on our feet, that they didn't defeat us. Ooh, that gets them. That's karmic energy alone, that we live in their heads, right? Even though we're not with them, we're not thinking about them, we're not contacting them, we could care less. But meanwhile, they can't get us off their mind. With the energy of don't act like the victim, you're the one that caused all the damage. Well, they can't get you off the mind because now they want to play the blaming game, even if it's days or years later, to justify why they lost you. When their friends or their family is ridiculing you like, you're a fool. You let that Sagittarius go and they were so good for you. And in hindsight now, they feel like a fool. So they want to play victim. Well, it wasn't all me, he or she was also... No. Don't act like the victim now, honey. You're the one that caused the damage. You're the one that caused Sagittarius not to be in your life at this moment. At the bottom of the deck, you were right, I'm no good. The funny thing about life, we choose to have selective hearing when we want to hear things that suit our soul or suit whatever it is that we're after, especially in relationships. And we neglect to listen to the truth sometimes, and people are showing and telling us it. And I mean, I've been in relationships, or I would say one particular relationship, where the person told me straight out, I'm no good for you. You don't deserve me. You're too good for me. You deserve somebody nicer. You deserve somebody who's more monogamous, or more into a conventional relationship. You're such a giving person, and you know, they're not. When someone tells you to start a relationship that they're no good for you, don't test the waters. And of course, don't do the thing that we definitely want to try and do, is no, I can change him or her. You are good for me. Nope. Because eventually you get to that stage. You get to this point when you say, you know what, you were right. You were no good for me. Or as you parted ways and you told them, I don't know why I was with you. You're no good for me. Because in the beginning of a relationship, we build this fantasy and desire. We have this need and we feel that this person is fulfilling it. Even if we see the flags, or we feel the discrepancy, or we might see that something's off, or we know this person just isn't the type of person that we're normally with. It goes, what they do and how they live their life goes against our principles. So of course the karmic lesson in that is, they were never good for you. You knew that, but you still went into the relationship. And that is definitely a karmic lesson for you, Sagittarius. About going into relationships and putting yourself in situations romantically when you know your gut feeling, your intuition is telling you, don't go there, don't deal with that person, say no, go in the opposite direction. Before we go to the other tarot deck, we're just going to tap into the energies around the karmic and karmic energy. People are bored, or your karmic person could be bored right now because people are staying away from them. They're losing their grip. They're losing the excitement that people used to be or have when they would be around them. So they're very bored, or they're in a relationship that is not exciting or as spontaneous as you are. You see this person sitting here looking at the clock. They're looking at the clock, waiting for time to go by, waiting to get out of this terrible relationship, this boring relationship, or waiting for time to go by that they feel that they can see you or speak to you again. With the energy of grateful, now they're grateful. Now they're talking in hindsight how great and wonderful you were. Now they've come to that realization of what they had in you and what they had with you. And then also with the energy of resistant, like the stubborn person that they were, they're rebellious to change. They're rebelling, some of them, to not do right. They're still doing the same thing, and they're going through it in their relationships. And not only are they going through it, but they're putting others through it. And until they stop the malicious behavior and and stop doing the terrible cheating and acting the way how they act in their partnerships, and continue to be resistant to change and growth, their karmic cycle is never going to be met, and karma is just going to keep continuing to try to work in their life. Now as we go to the tarot, let's see what messages we get. We have the Emperor, Ten of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the overall, the Star. So there is hope in some situations when it pertains to your karmic or your karma, energy. There is hope, or you want to have hope in a situation. You want to have hope that this karmic lesson that you're going through, you're going to get by it. Your person has hope. Your ex has hope that if they do the right thing, or maybe if they do succumb to change, they might be able to get you back. There's a lot of hoping and praying when you're going through it karmically, because you're hoping for clarity, you're hoping for peace, you're hoping for the suffering to end, you're hoping that whatever lesson that you need to learn karmically, please just let it be over, right? You just want to get past it. You just want to be happy. You just want to enjoy life. You just want to feel and have love again. And those who have hurt you, they're hoping that they can have an understanding, because some of them are so clueless because they're not tapped in spiritually. They're hoping to get an understanding why they're plagued with the certain problems and issues in their life in general, and especially in their love life right now, because of their inability to be intuitive, their inability to tap into their spiritual self. They really don't get it, and they keep doing the same things and going through the same painful karmic lessons and cycle. They want to be the big boss. They want to be the person of attraction. You too also want to be seen as a leader, as someone that everyone gravitates to. You want to be strong. You want to appear to be wise. And sometimes, as the Emperor, and using your Emperor energy, it's just a given. It's just an understanding that you should be operating in a better way. That your ex or whoever hurt you, that's going through their karmic energy, should have acted in a better way. We go through these lessons in life to make us wiser, to do better, to be better. Not only to be better leaders for ourselves, but also to lead, to help and guide others in the right way. And when we stumble with that, or we have blockages with that in our life, the more karmic lessons and karmic situations and relationships you will find yourself in. The Ten of Wands reminds us that we have a great responsibility, not only to ourselves, but to how we treat each other, to avoid these karmic downturns. That with the karmic lessons, and if we lead by example, it will help fight the oppression and depression and the overload that we suffer through in life. It's about transitioning ourselves from past things that we did that didn't work for us, and moving forward to newer and brighter understanding. And with the Four of Cups, we all know that our emotions play into a lot of the things that we do, and the way how we feel about people and our relationships, and how they feel about us. You know, the Four of Cups is about, again, it has some type of boredom into it, because you might feel as though you're discontent, or you're seeking something further that is not there. You're restless. It's like you have it all, but you still want more. It's like the person that has the most beautifulest girlfriend, or the girl that has the most handsomest guy, but yet they still want more. Like, how much more do you want? How much do you need to be truly satisfied? And are we, or anyone that we're dealing with, ever really truly satisfied? So being receptive and understanding that you can't have it all, and even when you do have it all, how much more than that, do you need? The Four Cups also, when you combine it with all these energies, right? Just want to look at my journal here, because I feel there's more that we can add. This is the card of us not being appreciative. We're so busy taking things for granted in life, taking our partners or our partners taking us for granted, being hurt in that process of being taken for granted. But in every negative situation, there can be a bright moment. Because even though we have all this going on down there, above us, there is some hope. We started out with hope, remember? There is some hope for you and for your karmic. Hope of a new opportunity, not necessarily with each other, but hope for a new opportunity, hope for growth, hope for insight. You know, new friendships being introduced to you. Maybe the new friendship that's being introduced to you or your karmic is the friend that finally will help them pass the test and get through that lesson. All the experiences that we have in life, we're meant to experience. Others, we are meant to experience them because of our past actions. Lack of, or more of what we did that wasn't in accordance with the universe. So remember, it is a give and take. The flow of life, what you do shall return back to you. It definitely is like a boomerang effect, a wheel of fortune coming around, a pendulum going back and forth. There's only a certain amount of time before you have to answer for the things that you've done and the people that you've hurt in this life. Just as though you're rewarded for the good things that you've done, the things that, you contributed to the world, the love that you've given, the things that you've created, the hope and dreams that you've helped make come true. In closing, for this month of July, people are leaving them a lot. So your karmic, again, remember we did have that come up before. They were bored, and I mentioned intuitively they're bored because they're by themselves or they're kind of in a lackluster relationship, but also because people are leaving them. People are finally finding out who they are and really noticing it much quicker than you might have. Word is getting out there, especially with social media. People's business, get out there, and if they're a bad seed, the word will get out. Have massive towers back to back. They're from one dilemma to the next, and we're not talking about good transitions or good transformations. They're always in some type of drama or get back or karmic lesson because they're doing too much, and they're doing too much in the negative sense. So yes, they have massive towers, big problems in their life, back to back to back. Will have no wishes come true. When you're a bad seed, or you hurt God's people, or you do bad things intentionally for no reason at all, and just to be selfish and to be greedy, you cannot expect good to be in your life. You can't expect people to be around you. You can't expect not to have problems, and you definitely can't expect to be able to manifest. With the last card at the bottom of the deck, will be unable to start or create anything new. You see all the blockages. You see all the energies of doors being closed. There is nothing surrounding this energy that will allow anything new to be created. There is no seed that this person can plant to grow until they face their judgment. They understand what it is that they need to change. They come to terms with forgiveness of what they have done to others and truly repent and change their ways and heal. They might never be able to necessarily come back to you and say they're sorry or help you. But moving forward, helping others, doing good deeds, it will wipe the slate clean and it will clear their karmic debt. It's just like you owe a credit card, right? It's going to stay on your credit report as a negative thing until you pay it off. It's the same thing karmically with your ex or with yourself. If you have karmic debt, you're not going to have a lot of good people around you. You're not going to be able to create and manifest. Don't even bother dreaming or wishing, because it's not going to happen. You're going to have traumatic tower moments. You're always going to find yourself in struggle or in some confusion or some drama, and the people around you just bringing in that energy, and you're right in the middle of it. You're gravitated to it because that's all, they or you think or know. So until you pay that karmic debt, that's when things will open up. That's where the change and the wisdom and the growth and the love and the forgiveness and the empathy come into play. I pray this karmic and karma reading for this month of July aligns with someone, brings light to some of you with your own karmic energy, or indicates the energy of someone who has hurt you in the past. But remember, keep a positive spirit. Even if someone has hurt you, doesn't mean that you go and hurt someone else. Tick for tack doesn't work. Pray for the people who hurt you. Pray for the people that don't like you. Pray for the people that call you out of name. For we're all God's children, and we all deserve forgiveness and empathy. Pray that they come to the light, and pray that there can be peace on earth. Namaste.